Hello friends, welcome to my channel Easy Education. Be smart and fresh. Let us start here the today's subject. Our today's topic is Archimedes principle. Few days back I went for swimming with my daughter. My daughter is 7 years old and she is learning to swim. So you can imagine how the swimming session went on, right? At most of the time, I was holding the rope and she was enjoying the swimming herself. So, when I was lifting her while holding in water, she was feeling much lighter when she was in water. Why it is so that? So, how you can explain that? That is right. Archimedes principle. And same principle explains us why solid coins sinks in water but the massive steel ship floats. But before we do Archimedes principle, you need to understand Archimedes volume discovery. I have Archimedes volume discovery. So if you have not watched that, so please check it out. I am putting the link in description box. Now if you look up the Archimedes principle in the textbook, Archimedes says if the body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is equal to its weight displaced by it. First time you read this, it sounds like a cryptic message from Archimedes. But don't worry, in this video I am going to break it down and really make simplify for you. I am sharing the great mnemonic to help remember this principle. So do stay tuned. Then we will finish out top 3 questions on this topic. Eureka! Eureka! I found! I found! Let us start Archimedes principle. So here is the statement. Since the statement is very long, let us get it and cut it down. So I am going to cut the words. When a body is immersed fully, I am cutting the word or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. Here I have cut the word partially and we will consider to body completely immersed only. Now what are fluids? As the name suggests, that the fluids that can flow. Liquids and gases are collectively known as fluid. Let us take a simple example of water. So I am going to replace the word fluid with the word water in this statement. So now statement becomes when the body is immersed fully in water, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the water displaced by it. Now let us cut this statement into two parts. The first part is when the body is immersed fully in the water, it experiences that upward force. Now let us cut this statement into two parts. The first part is when the body is immersed fully in the water, it experiences that upward force. And the second part is the upward force is equal to the weight of the water displaced by it. So let us understand the first part with this simple experiment. So when the body is fully immersed in water, it experiences that upward force, and let us say, very easy to say it, because if I lift this ball, it is easily lifts up. Why? Because the water is pushing in upward, and this upward force is also known as thrust or buoyant force, and you can try it yourself. Only you need the bucket of water and plastic ball like this. So if you hold down the ball like this, you can actually feel the upward force on your fingers. I am feeling the force here. Again, when I lift the fingers, the ball lifts up. So how you can measure the amount of upward force? You know that the object feels lighter when it is immersed in water as compared to air. Now, why is it that? It is because the upward force of the water. So the difference of the weight when in air and weight when in water will give us the amount of force, upward force in water. Let us go ahead and try it now. For this experiment, I have taken this hollow ball and I filled it with coins to make it heavy. Let us measure the weight of this ball, which is filled with coins, with the help of this spring balance. So let us see what is the weight here. So as you can see it here, weight is 500 gram. Now to be more precise in physics, the weight is 500 gram force. But for this video, we will keep it simple and will use the unit of gram. And this weight is known as the real weight of the ball because it is the weight in air. Now I am going to immerse this ball into the beaker of water and you carefully observe. What is the reading of the spring balance? So I am going to lower the ball here. So what did you observe? As you can see here, spring balance shows that the weight of the ball when it is immersed in water is now 300 grams. So there is a loss in weight when the ball is held in water. So why is it that? It is because of the upward force of the water, and the weight in water is called as apparent weight because the ball seems to lose its weight. And how much is the apparent loss in weight? It is the real weight minus the apparent weight. So it is going to be 500 grams minus 300 grams is equal to 200 grams. So the loss in weight is 200 grams. We know the upward is contributing to the loss in weight. So the upward force, that is actually the loss in weight, which is 200 grams, or to be more precise, 200 grams force. Now let us see its second part. That is, upward force is the weight of the water displaced by it. So still I am going to tilt this larger beaker so that the displaced water goes into the smaller beaker. So let us try it now. So let us try it one more time. Let us measure the weight of this water that has been displaced by this ball. So I am going to pour this displaced water into the pan. Here having weighing scale. What is the weight of the water? As you can see, 200 grams. Shows the upward force and weight of the liquid displaced, both are 200 grams or 200 gram force. So they are equal and Archimedes is correct. Now let us go back to our statement. When a body is immersed fully in water, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the water displaced by it. Archimedes principle also works on the partially immersed case. So that case like this, we have partially immersed this in water. So the upward force, which is measured by the loss in air, is equal to the weight of this water displaced. So Archimedes principle was for both cases, whether the object is completely immersed in water or partially immersed in water. But in fact, it was not only for water but also for any liquid and gas. So we can say this principle works for any fluid. So the statement becomes, when the body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. So let us write Archimedes principle on our concept board. We can summarize this principle as upward force is equal to the liquid displaced. We also saw in this video that the loss of weight of the body is equal to the real weight minus the apparent weight. And since upward force is equal to loss of weight, remember, as I promised, that mnemonic at the beginning of this video to help you remember Archimedes principle. So rather than the upward force, you can remember it as upward. Up is equal to old. WOLD. That is, upward force is equal to weight of the liquid displaced. I hope this mnemonic will help you to remember this principle. Now, how is the upward force is related to the volume of the liquid displaced? We learned that the upward force is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced. And we know weight is equal to mass into g, where g is the acceleration due to the gravity. Now, what is the formula of mass? That is its volume into density. Mass is equal to volume into density. So we get the upward force is equal to V into D into G. But I would like to write it as upward force is equal to VL into DL into G, because it helps me remember. Upward force is equal to VL into DL into G, where VL is volume of liquid and DL is density of liquid, and not the volume and density of the body. It is the volume and density of the liquid. So let us go ahead and put this formula and mnemonic on this board. Here it is what we learned so far. I will highly recommend to pause here and take down notes. Now we have done Archimedes principle. Are you ready to take the top 3 questions on this topic? Here are the top 3 questions. Or search for it on a channel page. So I hope Archimedes principle is as clear as water to you. So next time when you are going for swimming, I want you to remember that it is helping in float and swim. Get energy in your body and mind. Please like it, share it and subscribe it. Thanks for watching.